So Cedric Dean, he ran a drug recovery center at a former motel in Northeast Charlotte. Almost a couple of weeks ago, we had breaking news from that hotel about a death investigation. A woman and a baby were found in a room. We spoke with Cedric Dean at the time. He was voices up his frustration and him being upset at CMPD for not being allowed to physically go into that room. Hill Charlotte was once the organization that ran that motel, that former motel. So Cedric Dean announced yesterday that he decided to close operations amid safety concerns, and according to his press release, reaffirms commitment to the community well-being. So he had a press conference earlier. Let's take a listen into that press conference.
I want to thank y'all for being here today. Hey, hello. We at Cedric Dean Holdings Incorporated stand in united in our unwavering condemnation of CMPD and the systemic complicity that allows illegal activities to persist unchecked within I-85 and Sugar Creek. The integrity of our police department is paramount, and any breach of this trust undermines the very foundation of our society. Today we are here to condemn the CMPD leadership that ordered or condoned the false arrest of Cedric Dean and the non-arrest of the fentanyl dealers and violent offenders that have terrorized the Baymont for years. Such actions represent a grave violation of the rights of citizens and undermines the principles of justice and public trust that law enforcement agencies are sworn to uphold. The false arrest of Cedric Dean was a serious form of police misconduct as it motivated the fentanyl dealers to plan a manufactured criminal indictment against Cedric Dean. When this weaponization of law enforcement is orchestrated or sanctioned, directly or indirectly, by those in positions of authority within CMPD, it raises profound concerns about abuse of power and systemic issues within the force. Montarius Brown was assaulted in the Baymont. 2 days ago, we presented the video of the assault to CMPD. The police covered it up. Can't cover up them black eyes on him right now. That can't be covered. But his life didn't matter to the police department. It didn't matter enough to investigate. It didn't matter enough to take somebody to jail for assaulting. But you took me to jail for trying to save children. Montarius is here today and we stand with him. The time for complacency has passed. We call upon Chief Johnny Jennings to resign today, not in December. We call on Chief Johnny Jennings to resign today, or the city manager to fire him. Sugar Creek, this corridor right here, for too long, have been a haven for human trafficking, for drugs, for crimes, and we can't blame the people. These people are affected by drug habits. We have to blame CMPD for not giving them the environment that's therapeutic enough. It is imperative that the Charlotte City Manager, City Council, and Mayor take decisive action against police corruption and enabling of illegal activities. We had 3 people down here, a child, her mother, and we had another man with a drug overdose. That's just in the short time we've been here, less than a month. Not one police car out here in the parking lot. Not one. We done begged them, asked them to come out here and help us, but they refused. We told them we even know the people that possibly sold them the drugs, they refused to even investigate. These are facts. So we stand today in solidarity for the victims of fentanyl overdoses throughout the city of Charlotte. And we ask for a thorough investigation in police corruption and the enabling of illegal activities. It is imperative that those responsible, including any individuals in leadership positions, starting with Chief Jennings, be held accountable for their actions. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, this is the only public trial that these people will get. We talk about them like they're not even human beings. They were set up for failure from the beginning. You have right here a text message that I gave each one of you from Greg Jackson. And Greg Jackson says that there is a no contact room. So how is it that I am over this facility? I ain't put no contact room in it. No, that came from Greg Jackson and the leadership of CMPD. They the ones that violated my rights as a business owner to be able to provide community behavioral health. Now, let's look right here at Hopeway, a white company that does the same thing. Hopeway. If you look at their policy, they have a contraband policy where contraband items included but not limited to tobacco products, lighters, matches, weapons of any kind, illicit drugs and narcotics, or other needles. I don't have to keep reading. They even say right here, personal searches to identify contraband, health hazards, and safety concerns may be conducted on your clothing or personal possessions based upon reasonable cause. Now, I get everybody in here to sign a document authorizing us to be able to conduct searches, to be able to discharge them from our treatment program. This is not a residential housing program. Medicaid don't pay for housing. Medicaid pays for medically necessity. And when you talk about this facility right here, it's just like going to Atrium Health. You can't sit there and tell the people that they can't go into the room or discharge somebody when it's no longer medically necessary. You wouldn't have somebody at Atrium Health with a gun and the police is negotiating, literally negotiating for me to pay the person $400 to leave. When I pay them $400, the police turn around and arrest them saying, you had warrants. This is legalized extortion. And this is the stuff that's going on under Chief Jennings' administration. When these people, when we came to this hotel, there was 46 families here. Hill, Charlotte, and the city of Charlotte abandoned 46 families. They were already here when we touched down. We gave them an opportunity to be a part of the program, but they had kids running around with guns on the premises, with drugs on the premises, with people human trafficking, all this stuff going on, especially on this third floor. So I tell them, hey, we gotta get all the kids off the third floor. So I'm knocking on the door with Miss Mika and John and our staff, knocking on the door saying, we gotta get these kids off here. You know what happened? The young lady following Greg Jackson's directive called the police on me. So the police come and tell me that I have no right, I have no authority to tell these people that they can't be on this third floor with kids where all there's criminal activities going on up here. Where people are being assaulted. Where it's blind spots. But guess what though? Let's talk truth today. The city of Charlotte.
That's right, Ted.
The city of Charlotte. Stop me. I would have been at room 331 when we found the person dead with the child. I could have found them 3 weeks earlier. 3 weeks earlier, I could have found them. I was going room by room. But they told me, no, you can't do this. And then you know what they rewarded me with? They rewarded me with criminal charges. But the crime is against CMPD. Chief Jennings is the one that committed the crime because the buck stops from him. He had an obligation, the city of Charlotte had an obligation to the well-being of the 46 families that they paid to put here. They paid to put them here. Then they told the public, we're not going to charge. But I have people here right now, and you will be able to talk to them, that will tell you that was a lie. That the city was they was charging $750 here in Charlotte, and they told them $750 went straight to Greg Jackson. Show him on Cash App. Where was the city at when these people needed it the most? When it was time for them to be transitioned because they said, we're not going to give you no more money, Greg Jackson. No, they left them, they abandoned them, and then they put me in jail. They put me in jail. But they refused to put the people in jail that threatened. Let me see that picture. The ones that said, and I'm going to let a young lady come up here so you don't have to take it from me, that said that room 314 taking over the hotel. It's a few more rooms. I am listening to the talk. The idea is to get rid of Cedric and take over the hotel with dope money. This is what CMPD is fostering. This type of culture. But who gonna hold them accountable? Who gonna hold them accountable, lady? Please come forward. This is my childhood friend. She lived in my community growing up. She said, you know what? I gotta tell Cedric this. I don't want to see him go back to prison. They talking about how they gonna come together and start a federal indictment on him. How they gonna plant the drugs they selling in there and say I'm selling. And you know what? The police, the FBI would rather hear a lie than the truth. But today, y'all get a chance and the public get a chance to hear the truth. Please tell them what you heard.
Yes, I was talking to Blue in his screens, and they were saying that they had planned to get Cedric out the way so they can run this hotel with drugs. And I'm like, how you gonna pay for it? Because saying it's the backbone of these programs. So how's you gonna pay for it? And they just lied. And he ended up, I was so glad he ended up the other day when they took him right to jail. Because that's what their plan was. To set him up, put drugs in this facility, and set Cedric up so he can go back to jail.
Now let me explain when she said Blue. That was a person that had a gun. And I called the police and I said, you're not allowed to have guns on this premises. You know what they told me? Y'all can get the video footage. They say if we go through all these rooms up here, we probably find a whole lot of guns. I said, well, that's your job. That's what you're supposed to do if you want to keep this place safe. But they negotiated for me to pay a man with a gun that had a warrant, $400 to leave, to go to jail. This is the games that they play. And then, when I find out about the credible threat against my safety, against my staff, this young lady went to CMPD North Triangle Division, and she gonna tell you exactly what the police told her.
Hi, how are you doing? My name is Tamika Mitchell, and I'm the housing director here for Cedric Dean. Friday, June 13th, we went to the police department right over here on North Tryon that was over this precinct. We stated to them that we had an individual that came to us cocaine so they could come back to life. He wanted to quit getting high, and his fiance came to me and said, well, Mika, how can we stop getting high if we have people in the hotel that are selling drugs and keep trying to get us to buy drugs? So I stated, okay, well, I'll do something about it. I'm going to talk to the police about it. So we went to the police department, we talked to the police about it. We told them that the individuals were selling fentanyl and that somebody had already OD'd in this hotel a week prior to us finding the woman and the child here. We asked them could they come out and, just help us patrol the area to keep the crime down. We asked could they bring police cars and set up in the parking lot. They stated that we needed to call the vice line. I have it on my phone. I have numerous phone calls from my phone. I have called the vice every day this week. I have not received one phone call back from the vice department yet. We talked to the police out there for at least about 30, 45 minutes, asked them different ways we can do it. Well, we searched them, we found the drugs. Could they come and get it? They said no, there's nothing there they can do. So, I said, well, what about the bodies that can keep dropping off the fentanyl? They're saying that there's people in our building that has fentanyl and we need y'all to help us. They told us they couldn't help us. We had to contact the narcotics department. That is what they said. On their body cams, we asked them so many different scenarios. Could the person go in and do a drug buy? And they could maybe come in. It was like, oh, we can't lock them up. We have to get the charge the right way. So in other words, I said, so you just got to sit here and put other people dying on us. That's what it was.
So, my aunt, every day, for 18 years, she was getting high, smoking crack, doing all kind of drugs. For the last 18 years, she has been clean and sober. We lost our uncle, my uncle, her brother. We lost him to drugs, to fentanyl. That's how this program started. Everybody here knows that. So I said, I like the program that you did over there at Home Paper. I'm gonna get a hotel for us to do the same thing. Now she's gonna tell you what they let them do at Hope Haven that they don't let us do here.
Hello, I'm Priscilla Daddy. I am the group leader of the HELP program, which is ran by Cedric Dean. I've been with Cedric Dean since January the 21st when we started the HELP program over at the center. But we came here as of May 5th. We've been in this facility. I have seen that the disciplinary system here is not working for us. When I worked for Hope Haven, we had disciplinary where it was a curfew. You could be put out if you didn't make curfew. Here we can put you out. Then also, if people had drugs there, you was automatic discharge. If you had any type of weapon, any type of drugs, pills, you would be discharged. But here, the police department is not letting us do our job. That is not allowing us to put these people out, and we have to keep them here, and we have to evict them, which takes 30 days. So they're not doing us no justice. In 30 days, we can lose souls here. We can have people dying. We can have the fentanyl around here for 30 days. We will have more deaths. So we feel like that we don't have no justice here. So Mr. Dean feel like there's nothing else for him to do but to shake the program down. Thank you.
So, I'm gonna wrap this up by saying that they forget that you're a reporter. Just think about being a human being. Think about humanity. Think about the lives of every last one of these individuals who CMPD, the city of Charlotte, is trying to send back the ticks. Trying to send back to sleep up on the bridge. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. There is a common theme amongst the police department. The more crime, the more job security I got. Every last one of these hotels right here, we know what go on in them. Human trafficking, we know what go on in them. The gangs that took over you. You need to go to jail. Every last one of these human beings are offended by you, Johnny Jennings. That's what you have done. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. Code enforcement, City of Charlotte, you're gonna be putting me back in jail because I ain't got about 10 houses. That's what I got, about 10. And we gonna go and we gonna make do and squeeze in them and do whatever else we gotta do. But we ain't gonna be here for people to die on fentanyl. We're not gonna be here for people to get shot, to not have the police to get jumped and beat up. So go ahead. Y'all will see it. Y'all will be there reporting it. Cedric Dean get locked up for code enforcement violations. We're having too many people.
You're watching Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. I'm Nick Servant. Right now, you're watching a press conference from this morning. That's Cedric Dean on your screen. Just to give you some background. So Cedric Dean is the CEO of the HELP program, and he shared with us late Tuesday morning that his program will be leaving a former motel but will remain a program outside of that location. Dean cited safety concerns of program participants, staff, and the surrounding community. Now, that center, that former hotel, was the scene almost a couple of weeks ago, of a death investigation. So he is very passionate every time we speak with Cedric Dean. You can see it right here in this press conference.